Okay, what do we have here? Here we have a person who is talking with people and they seem to like him. Okay, and it seems that he's maybe selling them a car. Okay, and we call this type of person someone who has the ability to talk very well and make people smile and laugh. We call him a smooth talker. Okay, smooth. Now, you know what smooth means? If you take your hand, okay, and you feel that, it's nice and smooth, right? But if you take your hand and you do it maybe, let's say, on a rock, okay? It's not smooth, it's rock, okay? Rock. But smooth, it's something that's nice and smooth, right? So smooth talking. So you use words with sugar and honey. That's called smooth talking, right? You add sugar and honey to the words you speak. Okay, here we have a person who is pulling a lot of weight, okay? And we call this type of person here strong-willed. Someone who says, I am going to do it. Hard worker, I am going to do this. I'm going to finish it. Nothing will stop me. You have a will, okay? Like, I will do this. Okay, I will. But strong-willed. Okay, when your will is strong. Okay? So I will do this. I will learn English. I will study, even if I have to study online. I will learn the language because I have to. So if you are studying this English class till today, that means you are strong-willed because you want to learn, and you will learn, and you will get much and much better. Okay, now here what we have is, we have a lot of different brands that are well known. And these different brands are well known because everyone knows them. And when everyone knows something, like for example, Baskin Robbins, Oreo, Coca-Cola, M&M, Adobe, PayPal, Google, Facebook, okay? These are all well-known companies, and we call this well-known. Well-known means that everyone knows them. Everyone knows them. Okay? Everyone knows them. So when something is well-known, we say well-known. So everyone knows it. Okay? So for example, let's say that if I'm looking for directions, I don't know where to go. Okay? And I say, excuse me, where can I find, let's say, Pizza Hut or McDonald's? And then someone said, oh, just walk down this street until you find street number 15. You can't miss it. It's well known. You can't miss it. It's well known. I mean, everyone knows it. Okay? It's well known. All right? Also, we can use well known for people as well. So, in my city, okay, I am a well-known person. Everyone knows me. Okay? Now here we have someone who is sick, and we have a nurse who is looking after her. And we call this nurse right here someone who is good-hearted. Good-hearted. So she has a good heart to care and to want to take care of someone, to look after someone. Okay? So my friend Amira is good-hearted. Every Friday, she visits the hospital to give the sick people fruits and give them books. My friend Ali is good-hearted. Every weekend, he goes to the nursery home and read to adults. Okay, and read to adults. So good-hearted. Okay, now here we've mentioned this before. Okay, and here we have a person where a person is very warm, yet this lizard is not. It's very cold. So this right here we call warm-blooded. Warm-blooded. The blood is what we have inside our body. Okay? The red liquid that's inside of our body. We call that blood. Okay? And the blood for human beings and all mammals. Okay? Mammals. All right, so let's understand what this here is exactly. So when it comes down to the living beings, we have two different types. Okay, so we have mammal. Okay. We have reptile. We have bird. Okay. And reptile, we have insect. Okay. All right, these are the main four. Okay. There's one more type. I'm not going to bother with you with it today. But now let's just look at some of these right here so we understand the difference. Okay. So a mammal, okay, a mammal are animals that they are all warm-blooded. They're all warm-blooded. Okay, they're all warm-blooded. They give birth. Okay, they give birth. Okay, giving birth means that when they have babies directly. Okay, they give birth. Some examples. Let's say humans, cats, dogs, monkeys. Let's say lion. Okay. And even whale. Okay, so humans are mammals. Okay? Warm-blooded, give birth. And there's one more thing to say, they usually breastfeed. Okay, now what does this here mean? What does breastfeed mean? Okay, breastfeed is that after the baby is born, the mother takes the baby to feed the baby from her breast. The mother feeds the baby from her breast. Okay, so the mom feeds the baby from her breast because it's breastfeeding. Okay, and this is something exclusive for mammals. Okay, so all mammals do this. Reptiles are a little bit different. Okay? Reptiles are cold-blooded. Okay? Reptiles also mostly lay eggs. So reptiles do not give birth. Most of them will lay eggs. They lay eggs. Okay? Do not breastfeed. Okay, they do not breastfeed. Okay? And some examples would be the lizard, snake, let's say something like another reptile would be alligator. Okay? So lizard, snake, alligator. I'll show you some pictures in just a second. Okay? Let's see. Alright, so a lizard is like the picture we just saw. Okay? And let's see here. Okay, here we go. Alright, this is what a lizard looks like, okay? So you have a chance to see. Okay? This is a lizard. That's a lizard, okay? And then we have a snake and alligator. I'll show what those two look like. Alright. Here's what a snake looks like. Alright. So this is a snake. Okay? I'm sure you know what a snake is now. That's a snake. And last but not least, the alligator. Okay? This is an alligator. And here is the alligator. Okay? So all of these animals are called reptiles. Okay? Reptiles. Okay, and then we have birds. Birds are any animal that flies. Okay? So birds they're considered warm-blooded. Okay, they're considered warm-blooded. Okay? They lay eggs. Okay? They have wings. And most fly. Okay? So they have wings and most of them fly. Okay? And for example, we have, let's say, chicken, duck, and let's say goose. Okay? Chicken, duck, goose. These are three animals that we eat. Chicken, we all know what chicken is. The duck is an animal with quack, 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 quack. Okay, that's a duck. And then a goose is the bird with the very long neck. It's a very long neck. Just like a duck, but a much longer neck. Okay? And then we have insects, and we have one more thing. Actually, fish. Alright? So insects are like flies and things like that. Flies, ants. Okay? And they don't have much blood. They're not warm-blooded. And the same for fish. Fish also are not warm-blooded. Okay? But the warm-blooded animals are mammals and birds. They are considered warm-blooded. Okay? So warm-blooded. Okay, this right here we call cold-hearted. Cold-hearted is something we call someone who does not really care, okay? They do bad things to people, and they don't care. So, for example, here, they just pushed him into his locker, and now they're laughing. Ha, 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 ha. That's cold-hearted, okay? That's cold-hearted. It's not something nice to do. Okay. Now read about the following places and then answer the questions. Pisa, Italy. A 1-hour train journey from Florence. Pisa is home to the famous Leaning Tower that everyone should see once. I have been fortunate to see it and climb it twice. The first time in September 1975 and the second time in August 1989. On the first occasion, I was with my wife, Carol. She decided not to climb the tower, so I said that I would wave to her from each level. What I had not realized was that the exit shifts position from level to level, so one has to walk around to view someone in a fixed location on the ground. And there are no railings except on the topmost level. It was an increasingly scary exercise. In fact, the internal climb is challenging enough. The 300 steps are worn, the walls lean, and the passage is narrow and two-way. Okay, so let's analyze this here one last time. It is a 1-hour train journey from Florence. So it's 1 hour from Florence. Pisa is home to the Leaning Tower. And they say that everyone should see this tower at least once in their life. He said he saw it twice and climbed it twice. Okay? The first time he was with his wife, and she said, no, I'm not going up. And so he tried to wave from her. Okay, so he would wave from each level he got to. Okay? It had 300 steps, and it was very scary. Okay? All right, let's continue on. We have another topic to read about, and this is Yosemite, okay, Yosemite in the United States of America. Okay? During my days as an undergraduate student means you did not yet graduate. So if you're in college and you're still studying for your bachelor's degree, for your BA, this means you are an undergraduate. Okay? Undergraduate means you're obtaining your BA. After you graduate, you're called a graduate. Okay? If you then choose to study for a master's and PhD, this is called postgraduate. Okay? Postgraduate. All right. I spent 2 months living in San Francisco in the summer of 1970 and took as many opportunities as I could to visit surrounding sites. None were more awe-inspiring than the Yosemite National Park. This is some 200 miles east of San Francisco, SF, San Francisco, and therefore a 4-hour drive to the south entrance. In this stunning granite and glacial setting, the most outstanding scene is Glacier Point at 7,214 feet high. The Nevada and Vernal Falls, the Half Dome, and the 3,254 feet drop into the valley with rocks and forests of Sierra Nevada in the background provide a sight never to be forgotten. Okay, so this was a person who traveled and was studying in San Francisco. And in the summer, he traveled wherever he could go. And he went to the Yosemite National Park, okay, which is a 4-hour drive from San Francisco. Okay. And the glacier point is at 7,214 feet. All right, now, I know that in most Gulf countries around the world, we do not use feet. Instead, we use meters, okay? So let's try and transfer that to meters so you understand what we're talking about, okay? And 4. All right, so we're talking about 2,199 meters. 2,199 meters. That is huge. It's very big. Almost 2,000 meters. Okay? 2,000, almost 2,200 meters. Okay? The Nevada and Vernal Falls, the Vernal Fall, and the Half Dome and the 3,254 feet drop into the valley. So the drop into the valley, which is 3,254, which is 991 meters. 991 meters, which is also very big. Okay? So this is a scene that will never be forgotten. Okay? All right, now let's look at our questions. Question number 1, how far is Pisa from Florence? Question number 2, what made going up the tower scary? Question number 3, how many steps are it to get to the top? Number 4, how tall is Glacier Point? Number 5, how many months did the writer spend in San Francisco? Okay, so the first 3, 1, 2, 3, are regarding this right here, the Pisa Tower. 4 and 5 are regarding this right here. So we're going to now reread the first paragraph or the first topic all at once. And then we're going to take notes to answer these questions, okay? So let's see here. So steps, scary, and how far. A 1-hour train journey from Florence. That's answer number 1. A 1-hour train journey from Florence. Pisa is home to the famous Leaning Tower that everyone should see once. I have been fortunate to see it and climb it twice. The first time in September 1975, and the second time in August 1989. On the first occasion, I was with my wife, Carol. She decided not to climb the tower, so I said that I would wave to her from each level, which I had not realized was that the exit shifts position from level to level. So one has to walk around to view someone in a fixed location on the ground. There are no railings. A rail is what you hold on to. Okay, so there are no railings except on the most top level, except all the way up here. So it was an increasingly scary exercise. So that's number 2. What made it scary is that there were no railings. That's what made it scary, okay? In fact, the internal climb is challenging enough. There are 300 steps. 300 steps to get to the top. So those are 3 answers, okay? So how far is Pisa from Florence? It is a 1-hour train ride. So 1 hour by train. 1 hour by train. What made going up the tower scary? Okay, what made going up the tower scary? Because there is no railing, so no railing. Okay, no railings, so nothing to hold on to. Right, so nothing to grip as you go up. There's nothing to hold on to. How many steps are to the top of the tower? And there are 300 steps. Okay? Easy? Okay. Now, let's read for our second topic. And we're looking for how tall is Glacier Point. They mentioned two numbers. Let's see which one is Glacier Point. That's number one. And number two, how many months did the writer spend in San Francisco? Okay? So during my days as an undergraduate student, I spent 2 months living in San Francisco. 2 months living in San Francisco. That's our answer right there. He spent 2 months living in San Francisco. Okay? I took as many opportunities as I could to visit surrounding areas. None was more awe-inspiring than Yosemite National Park. This is some 200 miles east of San Francisco, and therefore a 4-hour drive to the south entrance. In this stunning granite and glacial setting, the most outstanding scene is Glacier Point at 7,214 feet high. There goes our second answer. So 7,214 feet high. You just have to look and get your answers out. Okay, so 7,214. And how many months did the writer spend in San Francisco? He said 2 months. All right. Now let's move on.